Oh, that is so good. Thank you so much.
They will be remembered now.
Family stories can be heartwarming, funny, or surprising. But sometimes ancestral finds that people uncover during their genealogy journey are heartbreaking. Angela White and her young son came to find out about the tragic story of her grandmother's lost siblings, who died in 1900s Dublin. Angela knew some details, but with the release of the 1911 census, more questions have arisen, and she wants to know what happened to her relatives.
We always thought that my grandmother was an only child until I looked up the 1911 census, and we found that she was one of 14, and she was the only one to survive. 13 siblings had died. And at the time we assumed that perhaps she didn't know and that they had died as babies. But when I started to research it, I found they died, some of them as teenagers and 2 as babies. And I found 8 of them, but I can't find the rest, and I'm trying to find them.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll start and actually take a look at this census return. There she is. Your grandmother is Sarah.
That's right.
So she's 11 years old, and her parents, Thomas and Mary O'Neill. And this was the first census to record how many children she'd had and how many were living. And that's 14 children and only one still living.
Angela's ancestors lived on Henrietta Street, one of the most infamous tenement districts of Dublin, Ireland's capital city. Conditions were shocking. Disease was rife. The infant mortality rate was chronically high. The family would have moved a lot between the various tenement districts. Records as a result can be patchy, so tracing the last 3 missing siblings has been very hard. Most likely these missing children were not born in a hospital, as it had to be paid for. Poor families just couldn't afford this and had home births, so maternity records are difficult to source.
Many women used the workhouse for maternity care. So a lot of women would have gone into the workhouse to have children because they would have received a certain amount of maternity care, and especially if you would have been having a child in a tenement where it just wasn't sanitary. Also, I mean, Henrietta Street is very close to the Rotunda Hospital, and the Rotunda Hospital hold incredible birth registers for all of the women who came in to give birth there. Now, you would have had to pay a little something to use the Rotunda, but a lot of women did because you were given very good maternity care. A member of the family needs to make an application to access them. So that might be worth taking a look at to see if you can find any references to some of the other O'Neill children. Every child was baptised. And because of this high infant mortality rate, either on the day or within a few days of being born. So whether there's a birth record or a hospital record for them, there is a baptismal record for them somewhere. And it's just a matter of locating it. And as families moved around the city, they attended different churches.
Before Angela and her son left, Nicola had a surprise for them.
Now, the parish church, Sarah's parish church, is St. Michan's on Halston Street, right? And we have commissioned a stained glass window to go into that church to commemorate the 13 siblings of Sarah.
Oh, that is so good. Thank you so much.
And Father Shortall is going to say a mass for them as well.
Oh, that is lovely, because I just wanted them to be remembered, because they had been forgotten for 100 years. Nobody knew about them. Thank you so much.
Angela's yearning to know more about her family was driven by an innate bond we all feel with our ancestors. While her search revealed the heartbreaking details of their struggles, it celebrates the enduring spirit to persevere in difficult times. Angela is assured their memory will endure by making their story known.
They will be remembered now.
Thank you.
Okay?